Hello, 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 true art believers, and welcome to tonight's live art stream. I hope you're doing well tonight. I hope you truly are. It's a Friday night. Oh man, I miss those days in Friday night where I'd go out and have a good time, but I'm adulting right now. Anyways, tonight is day 378 of 400 days of drawing. By the way, this is Pierson here. I am the number one live art streamer in the world, and you are watching. I've already said that. I've already told you what you're watching. Anyways, we're gonna be doing some pretty boring stuff today. Yesterday, I we'll talk about it in a second. I will talk about it in a second. Let me hit this button here so it seems more official. Here we go. I'm sorry about that. I just have to do that every now and then. I was a little bit distracted because I got wrong. I set up my live stream a little odd today. Um, that's usually what happens late at night. Is like my mental RAM just kind of shuts down. I just kind of get less and less and less and less like aware of how to formulate sentences. Um, But yesterday, I had the worst, not the worst, one of the more like terrible, not terrible, just a life lesson in live streaming. But anyways, I think I should be able to draw today. I'm not quite sure. We'll see. What had happened was the my what did happen? What had happened was apparently my drivers on my graphics card were out of date, and because of that, I I wasn't like because of that it was causing like some problems with the program running. So I've done a few things to mitigate that. So just in case, what I've done what I've done what I've done just in case if I run into any problems is I have made a copy or a duplicate of this drawing so that I can use that duplicate and flatten all the layers because I was assuming that the layers that because there were so many layers involved in this drawing that it was causing the drawing to lag or causing uh, um, Photoshop to kind of lock up on me. And I thought that was one of the reasons. It might have very well been, but also I think the main culprit might have been the fact that the drivers for my graphics card was out of date. And so it's updated. It was like a year and a half out of date, actually. So it's been updated. We'll see what happens. I know it's where I'm kind of like doing this protracted explanation, but it is what it is. I'm just trying to filibuster. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I never know what I'm doing. I never know what I'm doing. Um, I never know what I'm doing. I want to do something here. I want to put a new. I'm going to move this here, and I'm going to move this. Okay, I can't do that yet. I want to move that there, and I want to do something because it's going to be kind of boring. We're going to add a new layer or window, and I wonder what that looks like. How do you do that? Actions, adjustments, brush settings, brushes, channels, character styles, clone, color, comments, glyphs, gradients, histogram, info. What's that look like? No, we don't want that. Remove the info. We want, what do we want? We want navigator. Yeah, we want the navigator. I think. How do I get that out? There we go. And we'll put the navigator right here. And then pull the histogram. How did this get here? You can go away. And we're going to see if we can make the navigator bigger. So I want to have the navigator a little bit larger. Oops. There we go. We wanted something like that. Can we go even larger than that? There we go. Let's have the navigator to the side here, just in case anyone wants to see it. I don't know. And then we're just getting things set up here. And now what we're going to do is brushes. We're not going to use that. Definitely not. And we're going to use the soft round. Get that there. Lock that out. And then we're going to use brightness. Yeah, I want the brightness slider here. Yeah. And that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Is we're going to do that. And let's begin, I think. Let's begin. I think we got it. We got where I wanted to be. And I want to talk about what I'm going to be doing right now after I get some water. Oh yeah. All right. So let's begin. So what we're going to do is already have issues. Let's see what we're going to be doing. Okay, we got to go here, and we want to zoom in. There we go. Zoom in even more. And let's even move this out of the way. It's in my way, actually. So, this is what it looks like. I'm going to be drawing upside down, and it's going to be very boring for the next 20 or so minutes. So, let's begin. And this is what I'm going to do. Very simple stuff. What I want to do is I want to remove all of these guidelines. As a matter of fact, I wonder if I could do that. No, we're just going to remove all these lines. And then we're going to add them back in a fashion that I want them to be. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to add them in how I want them to be. Starting now, it's going to be, we're going to do these guidelines. I think there's another way to do this, but I like doing this because it allows me to maintain control on what I'm making guidelines for. So we're just gonna start out by having them like right there every half inch. I just want them every half inch like that, or close to every half inch. And yeah, we're gonna do every half inch and so forth. The reason why I'm doing that is because I need to kind of get. I'm doing basically what I'm doing. I'm basically doing a grid drawing on this area because it's the area that I'm working on that I haven't drawn on for so long. It's kind of like confusing to me, and I'm just going to use an old technique that I find works from time to time, because all this is so subtle, and I don't know why I'm doing it. I just feel the need to do it so that I can say that I did it. And for all I know, I might not even include that. I might find some cool little trick that will allow me to um, do the same thing on the drawing. There might be like some like effect or some sort of brush that creates the same effect, and I'm gonna remove that. And I might not even have to show these details that I made, which would be kind of disappointing because I did, like, as you can see, I spent a lot of time on them. You don't see a lot of this. The thing about these drawings that I'm doing is like you don't know the amount of time I put into them, or with any drawing, actually, with any artist drawing, you don't know the amount of time that they actually put into it. What's It's locking on something. It really is. What's it locking on? Is there anything else that's open? I don't know what it's locking on. It's locking on something. Anyways, I can't. Let me set it up so it doesn't lock onto anything. No snap. So we're gonna take the snap off. There you go. Yeah. So it was doing some sort of snap to grid or snap to something, and I don't know what it was snapping to. All right. So I think that's good. I'm gonna move this. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna there we go. And we're just gonna go ahead and do this stuff right here. Kind of do a half-inch grid here. For all I know, I might just do this to the entire thing actually. So that just in case I want to go micro in my drawing. Because sometimes I need that those point of references or that reference point. I don't have good sight, and a grid allows me to see a little bit better. Yep, allows me to see a little bit better. And yeah, let's see. Pretty good, pretty good. And we're gonna go ahead and put a few more for good measure, just in case I decide. See how that looks, zoom out. Yeah. So I got this grid here. And here we go. And I think that is a good setup. So now what I'm going to do is going to just zoom in here. And we're going to do something a little different here. We're going to take, what layer is that? That's a, what layer is it? Okay. And we're gonna make it, and then we're just gonna press V. I'm gonna move this down, and we're just gonna work square to square, starting with this. I'm gonna lock it. I'm gonna zoom in real quick. And here we go. First things we gotta double check some things. Okay, zoom in real quick and move that dress just a few like that. There we go. And then we go back and what do we do when we go to the dress? And so we zoom out here. See? All right. So now I'm ready to go. That's it. I'm ready to go. Ready to kind of knock this out area per area. I don't want to do it this way, but I think I need to do it this way at this point because I'm just so I haven't done this in such a long time that I need to kind of um, do each area square per square. I don't know why. I'm not going to get a lot done today. I'm going to spend about 15 minutes on it, but it just shows you how mundane art can be. It's never like, oh, this is super exciting stuff. It's more like, oh, um, this is really boring, right? And that's really what a lot of art can be. It can be a very just slow process. And perhaps what I need to be doing is I will give you the this I'm probably going a little bit too detailed for this type of drawing. I'm not even detailed. I don't even know it's just I don't even know what to do because I don't have enough experience with this type of drawing, you know? And so that's why I'm doing it this way. This is the only way that I think I can do it at this point of my ability. So that's why I'm uh doing my drawing this way, you know? It's gonna just be this like slow process. And plus it's a good way, it's a good like kind of starter for me because I haven't done this type of drawing in such a long time. I haven't worked in this drawing for such a long time, and I need to kind of like slowly ease into it. And if I can ease into it in a fashion that is like this, where it's kind of boring, and it's a very slow and like very slow process, I think I'll do much better than just jumping into it because it's been such a long time. I don't know where what I was working on. I'm only assuming that I was working on the dress because I had the dress open, you know, or the dress area open at the time. So I'm only assuming that I was working on the dress at the time before I stopped this drawing. And so that's why I'm doing this. I just want to kind of get like into the drawing itself. Um, I just want to kind of get into the drawing and not worry about anything else, you know? So that's why. And yeah, I don't know any other way at the moment, like what I should be doing. So that's why I'm doing it this way. And then perhaps there's a better way. I do agree. There's a lot of better ways, and I'm probably not going about it the right way. And I'll learn from this drawing. Each one of my like portrait drawings, I've learned quite a bit, and so I think each one is a learning experience for me because I never really learned digital art, obviously, because you see me doing it this way. And so, well, I've learned it. I'm just still not very adept at it, and it still feels very foreign to me, like what I should be doing. What are some tricks and tips that can make the process a little bit faster? Because there's probably a lot of things that I'm doing a little that I'm not like wrong that could be that I could be doing better. Um, and obviously this whole thing right here is like an example of what I'm doing wrong. Like I don't think this is the best way to go about this drawing. And so, but it is what it is, and you just gotta learn from the experience, and that's okay. It's okay. But it's a very boring process. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna move this way. I think this is okay for now. Yeah, it's okay. And we're gonna go to this area. Can I draw here? Oh yeah, I can. No, we're gonna leave that alone. I think that hair is something else. Um, yep. So let's go ahead and just kind of copy this area a little bit. So what this is, it's basically a grid drawing. I've set it up to be like a grid drawing, so that's why I'm doing this drawing like this. Is I'm just basically trying to copy the shape of the square in the same manner that I see it. Right. I'm not doing the hair. The hair is on a separate layer, so I have the hair locked at the moment. So that's why you don't see me touch this because this is part of a strand of hair that I'm not going to work on at the moment. So if you're wondering, like, why aren't you working on the hair? It's because or why aren't you working on that area? It's because that's kind of like hair, and I'm kind of going to stay away from that one at the moment, and so forth. But yeah, very slow process, man. Nothing, nothing special about it. Just working and trying to kind of create the area the best that I can. Obviously, I'm not saying I'm doing it the best I can. I probably if I could probably go more micro easily, very easily, just kind of get really, really micro because uh with the ability with Photoshop, you can zoom in as much as you want, right? So as you can see from far, it's kind of a nice. And yeah, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this for about 9. No, we'll do it for about a few more minutes. Yeah, we'll do it for a few more minutes. And this is gonna be something I'm gonna be doing for the next until I finish this drawing. Um, I had anticipated on working on it yesterday, but apparently I had some issues with my drivers, as I said before, and I spent the entire live stream trying to get back um, on, basically back on. I couldn't do it. Like Photoshop was, it literally, you know when your you know when your computer does that, like that what'd you call it, like it just it has that spinning wheel where it just keeps spinning and spinning like it's thinking, but it never stops spinning because it's like it's got an error or something. That's what kind of happened is that I had like an error with the program, and it just locked me out, and there was no way for me to get back in. And I tried getting back in, it just didn't happen. I tried to get back in, and it was unsuccessful at it. So I just stopped. Yeah. So this is how you do this. It's very simple. This very slow process. Very boring. This is not a very sexy way of doing like drawings. But there's a many artists that do grid drawings like this. It's very boring. It's not sexy. Definitely not sexy. It's not like like this super cool way of doing drawings. But people do amazing drawings and using this technique. And if you're willing to have some patience and do it, you can make some amazing drawings out of it using this technique. And I've seen some artists, I've had some friends who have done some really, really cool work doing a grid drawing, but it's flipping boring, dude. It is boring. It is a boring way to draw. Um, don't get me wrong. It is a super boring way to draw. Um, but I do enjoy it. I think it's a fun process. And it plus it's one of those type of drawing styles that's just like it's just it's just like mathematical. And I'm not really a mathematic person, or like I'm not really that type of like person. I don't think that way. But what I do like about it is it's organized, and it's like you could if you follow the steps, you will make a good drawing. It's got like steps to it, you know? And if you just kind of adhere to the steps and be very cautious and aware of how much like value you're applying to the area, and you just kind of treat the areas like these abstract forms, you will come out with a nice drawing. It's kind of like a foolproof way of creating nice drawings. That's just why I kinda like doing grid drawings in that manner. Yeah, I really do enjoy it. Okay, where am I? So I'm right here, and we're just gonna kinda keep going, man. It's gonna keep going. I think I need to be a little bit lighter and tone this area down. Yeah. But this is one of my drawings that I was working on prior to all the shenanigans that's been happening in the world. And well, no, it started during the shenanigans, and then I got busy, life got busy, you know, and I just wasn't able to finish them. Actually, I was working on all these portraits, and they were I was becoming overwhelmed with the amount of work I was putting into them. And so that's why I kind of stopped working on them. I stopped working on these drawings because of them, because that it was so labor intensive, so stressful, and I wasn't getting them done as quickly as I liked. I tried to, I was getting up at 4 in the morning to work on these drawings, and I just never got I never got it. I never got them finished. And so I think this is the perfect time to do these portraits is to do them with during my live streams. Why not? You're not going to see. I don't know. I just think it's a good time to kind of do them during the live streams. Yeah. Yep. 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 And if you're wondering why I'm drawing upside down, is it's because it kind of forces me to look at these squares, look at the squares, look at the figure, or look at the object as an abstraction as opposed to an actual person. So that's why I typically when I draw, a lot of times when I'm drawing with from a picture, I'll draw upside down for a long, long time because it helps me separate the notion or the idea that this is a real thing, and I can just kind of think about it, look at the drawing as purely just like an abstraction. And if I can think of it as just like as just like shape and value or just value in general, I typically make a better drawing. It kind of separates me from thinking of it as a portrait. And if I think of it as a portrait, there's a psychological thing that kind of comes from it where I'm concerned that I'm going to uh, mess up the drawing. And so if I'm not thinking of it in that regard, in that manner, I typically make, I'm, there is a psychology effect, like a psychological effect where I am more experimental, I'm more loose, and I'm less like concerned or less worried about the drawing. So I don't know where I was at. What I think I might do is I'll have to make another layer and I'll just put an X on top of that layer um, before so I remember what spot I'm in because I'm not done yet. I'm not done with the live stream. I got a few more minutes today, and then we're just gonna call it a day. But it's late for me. It's like it's bedtime. It took me. I got home from work really late, and I had to do a few things on the social media platforms. Had to do a few posts, and even just doing them lightly, right? It doesn't take a long time to do social media posts, but I it, I didn't get them done until later, and I don't know, man. Just I just didn't got upstairs and started working on setting up the live, and by the time I was ready to do the live, I was like, it's almost bedtime. Actually, it was bedtime like 2.5 hours ago, but I didn't get home early enough. And yeah, it's late. It's late for me. And if you don't, if you've ever done drawing like intensely for any period of time, you know that um you can't. It's hard to do anything when you're fatigued, and it's really really hard. It's a difficult thing, and I'm trying to do these live streams, tired or energetic or not, and it's gonna be hard, man. It can be a tough thing, and I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm any better than I was a year ago when I started. Oh my goodness, I am yawning. I want to work on this for 4 more minutes, and then we're gonna call it a day. I am yawning, folks. Oh man, but yeah, it's really hard to focus when you're on the basically on you're kind of stepping on bed's door essentially, and it's difficult. It can be challenging. Um, if you're watching, I am using the eye drop tool to kind of pick color here, but the problem is the eye drop tool is it's it doesn't really do a great job with grays, and so I'm just kind of using it to kind of get a gauge um, of how dark I need to make my grays, and then I typically have to make it darker or lighter because it's not capturing the tones that I want. And if people think I'm cheating, whatever. I mean, there's lots of cool ways. You could I don't even know. Like, I don't even know what's cheating anymore with drawing and art. Like, after seeing so many techniques that people use to get the artwork or to start the process of drawing or painting, it's no longer like cheating. It's more like this is the step that you have to do to get a set result, you know. And even more so on like traditional media, there's like a lot of like cheating methods that artists do to create really realistic photorealistic drawings and paintings, and a lot of like the average joe would see that and think, hey, that's cheating. You're like you're not doing it all by hand. You're using guidance, you know. And well, that's some of the things you have to do now to kind of get the certain effect that you're looking for, right? And so this is what I'm doing. I'm making a little setting up a grid and just kind of creating the spots, right? Trying to mimic the areas that I'm working on. So you can see I'm kind of trying to get as close to the representation as I can without not so close that it's just I'm it's becoming on bordering on photorealism. I don't even think I'm photorealist, but like not at I don't want it so close that it just it well, I don't want to spend so much time working on it. So that's why I'm not worried about getting too close. I don't even know where I was trying to go with that sentence. That's how tired I am. If you're like, what is this guy saying? He's just saying nonsense, just saying like a bunch of weird things. Like, yeah, I admit, I know I know that I'm making no sense. You don't need to rub it in. I do know this. This is not uncommon knowledge on my behalf. Like, I know, like, I know that I am saying a bunch of weirdness every day. Like, that's my shtick. That's what I do. Is like I don't make sense like 80% of the time, but there's like out of that 80%, or there's like 5 to 10% that are like golden gems, you know, of like just honest truth, or like just uh something that people really, really do relate to. So I know where I stand with regards to like I'm just like scatterbrained most of the time, and not. I think the reason why is because I these live streams, I don't really have like a focal point, like a focus in them as with regarding like theme or what I should be talking about because I don't know what I should be talking about. And I'm unguided in that manner. And I think that's okay to some extent, right? It's not like it's not a bad thing. So I made some progress here. I still got quite a bit of squares to go, and then we're gonna. I don't know what's happening. I think we're locking out on me again. Am I? I think it's locked out. Let's see. Yeah, I think we locked out. It's let's see what we can do. Oh, things no. I don't know if we are locked out. I just can't move the All right, well now as good as any time. I am going to save it and we're going to I don't know if I can back out now. And I'm going to save it and I'm going to call it a day. That's what I'm going to do. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's live art stream. This is Pierson here. And I know it's a really boring, this is a very boring session, but like this is how it is on some of my sessions. Like I'll do these super boring, mundane things that is meant to once you on a micro, it doesn't really add up to much, but when you do like enough of it, you end up having a nice drawing. So that's it for the day. I wish I could zoom out. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. Watch this. We'll zoom in. Yeah, so save it. And then we'll just kind of put it back in like this. And we can remove the guides just for now. The extras. And this is what it looks like right now. So as you can see, oh, maybe I was pressing the wrong button. As you can see, the progress I made is pretty much this small area right here. And we still got a lot to do. I think I'll be able to now that I have a heading with regarding my drawing, I can move forward with it. I have like a guiding, like an area that I can go. Before I didn't know what I was doing, especially yesterday because the live stream lagged and Photoshop wasn't agreeing with me. Anyways, let's see if we can flip it around real quick. Kind of zoom out real quick, just kind of show you what I was doing. Is that really was it really this way? I don't remember the okay, yeah, this is the photo. But this is what I'm working on. And it's I stopped working on it. I think if I keep doing this, I'll have it done. I don't know when I'm gonna have it done. I have a bunch of portraits that I started that I never finished. And I'm planning on getting them done. And I'm gonna do them live for 3 days a week. Show me working on them live 3 days a week. Other 3 days, the other four are going to be figure drawing and cactus drawings. But now I'm having issues again. So I might have to look into that. That might be the reason I might need to figure out what's the issue with the Photoshop. Yeah. Anyways, that's it. I got to get going. I hope you have a wonderful day. This is Pierson. I am the #1 live art streamer in the world. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and you can always follow me on Instagram. Check it out at mattpearsonart.com. No, that's my website, Matt Pierson Art. Anyways, I wish you all the best. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful night. Cheers.